A tale of two halves. Credit to the Pistons. They came out hungry, aggressive, physical from the very beginning, and we did not. We played with some desperation in the second half. I thought we played some pretty good basketball in the second half, except for some timely turnovers in the fourth quarter. As a team, we've gotten to this point by playing with a chip on our shoulder, and I do not think that we had that chip in the first half.
What's the trick to closing quarters well? Is that execution, or because Detroit continued to close pretty well, it seemed like, in each quarter?
Yeah, we had costly turnovers, some poor defense at the end of quarters, getting rejected in pick and roll. We have to just stick with the game plan on both ends of the floor. Closing those quarters that way can be deflating, but the NBA is a game of runs, and it always will be. But I think that the game was lost in the first half with our lack of energy, our lack of desire as a group. I got to do a better job of getting us ready to go.
How do you feel so far more specifically tonight, how guys are doing on screens, like whether or not they're moving through them well or getting around them well?
Very poor. I think we're doing a very poor job in pick and roll defense. I've got to do a better job of teaching that. We are laying on screens. Our pickup points are bad. We're not physical with the ball handler. I thought late in the fourth quarter, Colin had some really good possessions of it. But again, we know what we need to do as a team, and we know what good basketball looks like for our team on both ends of the floor. We cannot let that chip on our shoulder go away, because if you play any half in the NBA from down 12, you have to play almost perfect to win. So credit to the Pistons, they were ready to play.
You look at, I guess in the NBA, you obviously have to give something up, and they scored inside and mid-range and from three tonight. What ideally do you want to give up as a defense, and kind of where do you think you fell short on that end tonight? Yeah,
I think, we forced them into some mid-range shots that they made a lot of. That's been a thing that's happened a lot this year. I think we're the 28th best defense defending the mid-range this year, but that's a shot that we're looking to give up. I thought a lot of their interior baskets were off of second chance points. We didn't do a good job of collecting the rebounds. And in transition, I think in the half court, for the most part, the shots they took going towards the basket were contested pretty well, but we have to do a better job on the second shot. We've done a good job all year of limiting threes. They only took 24 of them tonight. Credit to them, they made 12, which can happen. There's always going to be some variance at the three-point line. But again, I think that they got very, very comfortable because of our lack of physicality, and that let them feel good about all those shots they were shooting, whether they're the shots we're trying to give up or not.
Transition defense and opponents' offensive rebounding have kind of become consistent themes in this last stretch. How do you go about, kind of driving that home and fixing those particular issues?
Yeah, it's something we continue to address as a team, and it takes a collective effort. Those things are not pretty. Those things are hard to do, but they really take attention, because the way the league is going now, the way a lot of teams are playing much smaller and faster, if you shoot the ball and you just stare, by the time they've gotten the rebound, if you haven't moved either towards the rebound or to get back, it's too late. You can't play defense even with your man. You have to get back and get in front of the ball. And then the rebounding is just going to continue to be a collective effort from everybody. We can't rely on one person to rebound for us. We're having guys contest shots at the rim, and nobody is coming to clean up the rebound on the weak side by being physical with the roller. So, this is stuff that we're continuing to work on, and I expect to see improvement soon.
Walker gets called for a lot of fouls, setting screens offensively. Is that technique on his part, or is that timing in the ball handler, or what is the consistent issue? Is there one?
It's a little bit of everything. You don't get much benefit of the doubt when you're a rookie, too. He has to be pretty perfect, but I think he needs to do a better job of stopping short to give the guy some space. That being said, Walker's moving screens don't concern me in the slightest. I think setting screens is very important, and sometimes, it's just unfortunate the timing of those plays, but it's a little bit like holding in the NFL. It happens a lot. Sometimes it's called and sometimes it's not. It's just part of the game.
What was the explanation that you were given for the elbow to Lowry not being reviewed?
No one saw it, and so there was no foul called, and you can't just review a play that there's no whistle blown. I'm going to stop there.
I was surprised to see you put in Doak and Kessler at the same time for a minute in the first. I'm just curious what the thought was there.
Yeah, I think had the game been going a little bit differently in that moment, we would have liked to do it a little bit longer. We wanted to try to give our second unit something as an advantage, and we thought that those two guys as screen setters for JC and V's would be good, and hopefully they'd be able to get on the glass on both ends. Seeing as how we've struggled rebounding the ball, it was just something we thought would give us a little bit of a different look, and it's something we've worked on in practice and have liked. So stay tuned. It may happen again.
You were speaking pregame about, talking to Colin about just keep playing and how the decision making, needs to and will get better. He went over the career high 12 assists tonight. How did you feel about his performance in that area tonight?
I thought offensively he was very good. I think he picked his spots to shoot very well. I think he went into the game with the mindset of let's just get the best shot we can for our team on every possession, and his stat line reflects that. He moved the ball to his teammates very well tonight, and it's really great to see progress like that. I know that he'll feel good about that because it's something that he's been working really, really hard on with our coaches. He's been working on a lot of reads out of pick and roll and when he's driving out of isolation. So, he did a very good job of that tonight.
Pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day tomorrow.